Good afternoon, traders. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report. And today we will have very important day for the markets because we are waiting for CPI and retail sales from US. CPI will be very important because you know that from FOMC minutes. You know that Fed puts real big attention, big focus on inflation. So this number should trigger, midterm movements on the market, which can last for, let's say, a few weeks. So today's reaction will be very, very important for the midterm situation on most of the instruments on the market, because everything is trading around American dollar. That's the reality of the market. Yesterday we got a nice volatility on British pound, which was caused by comments from Brexit negotiations. First, British pound went significantly lower because the comments about reaching the deadlock in negotiations. After that, after the UK session was closed, European session was closed, we got comments about a possible period for UK to stay in the European Union, to stay in the free market. That period would be 2 years. And British pound recovered all those losses from the first half of the day. So a real roller coaster on British pound on most of the pairs with GBP. Now let me show you the calendar. We will be able to see better what we should expect, what are the numbers that we are expecting. So it's 27 minutes till this data. We're gonna see the market reaction live. It will be definitely very interesting. I think those two numbers today, I think it will be even more interesting than non-farm payrolls from this month, as this non-farm payrolls was mostly affected by the hurricane. So everybody knew that this number won't be so important and would not reflect the state of the American economy. But inflation will be very, very important here. So a huge pack of data, CPI, retail sales, still waiting, 27 minutes. What we got today, inflation, for example, from my country, from Poland, 1%, higher than expected, but for most of the traders all over the world, this is just irrelevant because not many traders do trade on Polish zloty, on my local currency. Still to come, apart from this pack of data, we do have a bit of Fed speak, Kaplan, Powell. We do have a speech from ECB Vice President Constancio from European Central Bank. And as it is Friday, let's see what we should expect next week. But first, change filters, as I will do that. We will also have Donald Trump today speaking about Iran. So we will see about those comments. Maybe those comments should be influential on the price of the oil, right? Because potentially, new sanctions for Iran can help the oil price to climb higher. Because that would limit the supply on the market, right? If the deal with Iran would be endangered. On Monday next week, we do have inflation from China, trade balance from Eurozone, so not so important. On Tuesday, overnight, important data for Australian dollar, Reserve Bank of Australia meeting minutes, CPI, actually pack of data about inflation from UK and inflation from Eurozone. Also on Wednesday not very important. On Thursday, pack of data from Australia, from the job market, from the China, retail sales and GDP. And Friday, relatively easy, also inflation. So today with this inflation from US, we start like in inflation week. We'll find out this number from the biggest economies in the world. Okay. So that being said, we can take a look on the charts. Also, we got an information that ECB is about to cut their bonds buying program from 60 billions to 30 billions euros. But obviously it's just a rumor for now, so it was not confirmed. ECB, and that's supposed to happen from January and is extending until at least September 2018. So also that was influential on the markets, and that's it. So CPI retail data from US, Brexit negotiations, quantitative easing program tapering, and Trump talking about Iran. These are the most important events for the markets at the moment. That being said, let us move to the macro, to the charts. Euro dollar. First, we start with euro dollar, and that was actually beautiful because here we said that the price would go up. And that was a beautiful upswing, which aimed exactly the upper line of the flag, right? It didn't move any higher, any lower. They just touched the upper line of the flag and they reversed. That is pretty great. Also, we used this yellow area as a support, but it was broken, and now the closest support is this green area. Everything will obviously change in 21 minutes. This pair will be influenced strongly with the CPI data. Actually, well, trading before, like 20 minutes before such an important data is pretty dangerous. So what I cannot advise you anything, but I just can tell you that it's pretty dangerous, and it's a lottery trading in such conditions. So I would be extra careful when opening the position on dollar before retail sales and CPI. So we can just, I can help you to estimate the technical situation on the chart, but actually that's all what we can do, and we can try to look for decent trading occasions on instruments not related to American dollar. Yes, that's better, but trading on American dollar is not the best idea. But anyway, if we would not have this data, I would say that the most probable and possible scenario for now would be decline of 20 pips to test this green support, and after that it's a lottery gain, because we're inside of the flag, right? The long-term sentiment is still positive, but if we don't know yet if the price would like to test the lower line of the flag again, or they would like to break it straight away, right? As long as we stay inside the flag, that the short-term sentiment is negative, the long-term sentiment is positive. American dollar to Mexican peso, that's absolutely beautiful what is happening right now, because you remember that symmetric triangle which I was telling you about for a long time. I was telling you about the possible breakout, and this breakout actually happened, and look, this movement is absolutely amazing. So those traders who were on those seminars, because for example I was telling about that on our seminars in Philippines and in Malaysia, hundreds and hundreds of traders attended those seminars, so I hope that you use that and you're happy with this. Again, it's not a recommendation, it was just our outlook on this pair. Australian dollar to American dollar, we bounced a 50% FIBO, which was also in historical support created from those tops. What we did is also we broke the line connecting recent lower highs, which actually triggers a buy signal, and just today we had new highs. So here we even have this checkpoint, which I will delete now, and this checkpoint we put that here to show you that there will be a buy signal. This buy signal will be triggered once the price will break this area, and the price did break this area and the price went significantly higher. Next, resistance, it's pretty clear. Nice three supports, 1, 2, 3, after 4, after the breakout resistance. So that's the closest target for the price now, and I would say that this Fibonacci's, those green Fibonacci's, they do not work a lot. Like 50 worked, but at the same time it was it can be contributed here, but 23.6 and 38.2 do not work, so we can remove that from the chart. There is no reason for us to keep that on the chart. Just stick with the things that really matter for the price, so this resistance, this support, and this support. Silver is going higher in a channel up formation, but met a strong resistance. This strong resistance is created by the 23.6, but also from those price movements from here, from August, then from end of August as well, and then from September and September. Right, so we are testing this level again. So far we can see actually a bearish price action because there is a shooting star on this resistance, but it's not a strong price action. A stronger bearish price action you will see on gold, because gold looks really negative. And let me show you gold. Well, negative. So far there's no sell signal, to be precise, but potentially there can be. First, let me start with the daily chart. On the daily chart, everything looks kind of positive, but I would like to focus now on those two candles, which are shooting stars, right? Two shooting stars in a row. And as you can see, those two shooting stars approach a very important area, a very important resistance, which is created by 3 Fibonacci Fibonacci reversal lines. And first one is 23.6 of the main uptrend. Second one is 38.2 of the uptrend, and the 38.2 of the downtrend here. And they all come together and we can see a reaction. And that those two shooting stars, if we will get to hourly chart, those two shooting stars is a double top formation, right? That's a double top formation. First one, second one. But again, there is no buy signal here yet. What we need for a buy signal is the price breaking the green area. And to price breaking the green area, what we would need is a much higher inflation, which would be possible which would increase the chances for a rate hike, which would be positive for American dollar, and stronger American dollar would be negative for gold. So that's what is missing here. As long as we stay above the green area, the green support, the sentiment is still positive. If you're a trader looking for breakouts, I think that the sell stop here wouldn't be a bad idea, but be careful with the volatility. Be careful with the volatility, which will happen. I think most definitely will happen during the data release, which will be in 14 minutes. Dollar index, dollar is advancing higher after bouncing from the CLO support. This instrument will be obviously influenced by the number from inflation, from CPI and retail sales. So far, short-term sentiment is positive, long-term sentiment is negative. And yes, DAX. About DAX, I was recording a trading sniper video an hour ago, and I said that the price, more than an hour ago, that the price increase the pressure on the resistance here, and that is bullish, and we should see a bullish breakout, and we just got that. Just got the bullish breakout, so that's nice. Another example when the price action works perfectly, works like a charm. And before that, we were locked in a sideways trend in a rectangle in a tight range between 13,000 points and 12,900 points. And as you can see, the buying pressure was rising. They tested this resistance once, twice, and finally they decided to have a breakout. So that triggers another buy signal on DAX. And I'm really happy that we wrote an analysis about the positive sentiment on DAX here. Exactly here. It's still on the internet. British pound to Japanese yen, for me that's a legitimate trading occasion without an American dollar, so you may think about that. What I see here, well, first of all, it's an ascending triangle and we broke the resistance, and now we're testing this resistance as a support, which should trigger an upswing. Also, the support is in the same time as 38.2. Look, it's those were highs from December, July, and at the same time it's 38.2 retracement of this upswing. And also we tested that twice with a positive result. Here you can see this roller coaster from yesterday. So first one was that we reached a deadlock in the negotiation. The second one is about the possibility of UK staying in European Union for 2 years. Well, trade deals, which actually defended the 38.2 and helped to break the upper line of the flag here. That triggers a buy signal, and after that the price tests this upper line as a support with a positive outcome, because we're having two hammers, so two candles with two long tails, which is positive. So what we should see here is a continuation of the movement. We should see a continuation of an upswing. British pound to Australian dollar. I was telling you about that yesterday because we saw this head and shoulder pattern, head, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. We were about to break the neckline. I told you that only the fact that there is a head and shoulder formation, it does not force you to go short, because there is no trading signal yet. For a trading signal in head and shoulder formation, you need to wait for a breakout of the neckline. Here we didn't have a breakout of the neckline whatsoever, so that's why there was no sell signal. In the short term, what we do have here is a sideways trend, right, which is happening for the last 2 weeks. Breakout of the upper line here should trigger a buy signal. Breakout of the neckline should trigger a sell signal. Bitcoin just almost touched $6,000. Yesterday we made all-time highs. Today we made them again. everything looks awesome, everything looks great. So if somebody bought here 3,000, he doubled his money in a few days. That's pretty amazing, if you ask me. American dollar to Swiss franc, which is going against my thoughts, right? But it's just my thoughts, right? Market is always right. You shouldn't get angry with that. My outlook on this pair was different, and the price went the other way. Well, we just have to live with that and not to lose too much money on that. I thought that it's going to be a legitimate false breakout, and after that the price should decline heavily, but they stopped on the first local support. Actually, now they are creating this inverse head and shoulder pattern. So we have a left shoulder, we have a head, and we have a right shoulder. Comeback above 38.2 again should trigger as a buy signal. WTI oil waiting for the Donald Trump comments about the Iran. I'm sorry. We had this head and shoulder pattern, false breakout, then movement caused by this false breakout, so an upswing, and now actually we're having another inverse head and shoulder formation. So, but in general, it's just like a boring sideways trend. To be honest with you. Price breaking this horizontal resistance will trigger a decent trading signal. It will be a positive signal, but still some work needs to be done here. So the price needs to break this horizontal resistance and hold above. British pound to American dollar, so cable. Here you can also see this roller coaster from yesterday. It helped to defend this horizontal support. The price is trying to come back above 23.6. We are in a positive territory, right? Maybe it's not the cutest technical situation that you have ever seen, but it's still bullish. American dollar to Polish zloty, after reaching last important support here. We're having a bit of hesitation. The breakout here will be little and the price should decline to 350. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar. Here, still waiting. Still waiting because it's a long-term situation. Weekly chart, long-term. American dollar to Russian ruble. After defending 38.2 as a resistance for the third time, the price, I think the price is decided to go lower. We're gonna break this lower line of the flag, and potential aim is this blue line connecting recent higher lows. So that's also a great, maybe not a great trading opportunity, but quite interesting, at least for me. To the data, we have 6 minutes, 4 instruments. American dollar to Canadian dollar. American dollar is a bit stronger right now. I was wondering about connecting those two highs, but I'm not convinced about the importance of that resistance, right? It just does not look so awesome to me, to be honest with you. I think this blue one on the bottom will be more relevant. But okay, let's do it like that. That the breakout of the support should trigger a sell signal, breakout of the resistance should trigger a buy signal. I think it's better to be safe than sorry, so not only like that. There is a resistance here, there is a support here. So breakout of this green line should trigger buy signal, breakout of this blue line should trigger sell signal. Euro to British pound, again roller coaster, pound weaker, pound stronger. And this reversal did not happen in a random place. As I said, most probably the price will get there, and the price did get there. 50% Fibonacci, support here, resistance here. resistance here, and now the importance of this level is huge. The sentiment, well, we are still above the uptrend line, so the sentiment is positive, but with this reversal we should see a test of this uptrend line and test of this horizontal support quite soon, I guess. Euro to Japanese yen was a bit surprise for me because I thought that they're gonna defend those levels, but they didn't. They started defense on the neckline. Well, you cannot blame them, right? Neckline is a good place to start a reversal, and that's what they are doing right now, defending neckline and 61.8 Fibonacci. And last but not least, we do have S&P 500, which is having a good time again, as always. Not surprised about that. We are setting new all-time highs. Actually, we did, I guess. This candle is 565, and this one is 565. Exactly the same. So we reached the highs from yesterday. Actually, that's gonna be a new resistance here. Okay, here. Yes, that's a pretty strong resistance. As you can see, almost the same height. 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Breakout of this blue line should trigger a buy signal. Breakout of the lower line of the flag should trigger a sell signal. 2.5 minutes. So let's prepare for the not for the non-farm payrolls, but for the CPI or let's go here, CPI and retail sales. What I would like to see is gold, S&P 500. And I would say like GBP yen to see the instrument not correlated, and obviously euro dollar. I would love to see euro dollar as well. Okay, let's do it like that. 2 minutes, so we can relax a little bit. If you're beginners, I would advise you not to trade this, just to wait and see, and just to gain some experience first. Alright, euro dollar top right, British pound to Japanese yen top left, gold bottom left, and S&P 500 bottom right. And 1 minute to the data. So here, and yeah, S&P 500 is good. 1 minute to the data. We do have again euro dollar, which is now going lower and is approaching this green horizontal support. We do have S&P 500, which is approaching all-time highs. We do have gold, which is approaching very important support, and actually breakout of this support should trigger us a sell signal. And we do have British pound to Japanese yen, which is in a positive territory, and we should see an upswing here. Well, if we won't get screwed by the data. I'm sorry. We have 10 minutes more, 10 seconds. 10 seconds and 5. Let us see. As you can see, gold is dropping before that. And yes, probably data is weaker than expected because American dollar is losing. Gold spikes, so goodbye shooting star, goodbye double top, especially we'll see that on a daily chart. No shooting star anymore, well, so far. British pound to Japanese yen almost unchanged, so that's what I said, that this instrument is not connected to American dollar. Euro dollar advancing higher. I'm wondering what the number was. Okay, let's go for today. Will be more relevant for us. Oh, probably it will take some time because many traders are refreshing the calendar right now. As we said, worse than expected, but it's not so bad, right? 2.3 expected, 2.2, 1.8 expected, 1.7. Retail sales also slightly lower. So actually that can reverse. That was just the first reaction based on algos, but that can easily reverse. That's not much worse data at all. That's good. But you cannot argue with the markets. Market is doing what the market wants. Okay, my friends, thanks very much for watching Daily Analytical Report. I hope you enjoyed that, and hope to see you in half an hour on a live trading session. Thanks very much and goodbye.